Ukraine's campaign goes far beyond refinery strikes. Alongside crippling Russia's fuel production, Ukrainian forces are now hammering the railway network that keeps the Russian war machine supplied. Explosions on key lines and strikes against rail hubs are forcing Moscow to reroute or delay vital shipments of ammunition, fuel, and reinforcements. Each attack compounds the chaos. Refineries burn while trains stall, piling pressure on Russian logistics and leaving frontline units increasingly starved of resources. Overnight, Ukrainian strike drones targeted the Russian railway stations of Petrov, Val, and Kryazh, located in the Volgograd and Samara regions, respectively. The strikes caused fires and disrupted train services in the affected areas. After 3:00 a.m., the governor of the Volgograd region reported a massive UAV attack on the region's transport and logistics infrastructure. He specifically mentioned a fire in the buildings of the locomotive depot at Petrov Val station, which was attacked for the second time in 5 days. According to preliminary information, as a result of UAV debris falling, a fire broke out in one of the technical buildings of the locomotive depot in the city of Petrov Val, Kamyshinsky district. The fire was promptly extinguished. There were no casualties, Bocharov wrote. This junction station is part of the Privolzhskaya Railway and is located at the intersection of two key routes, Saratov, Volgograd, and Tambov, Kamyshin. It holds strategic importance for transporting both civilian and military cargo, primarily equipment from remote regions of Russia. The Russian invaders use this railway to resupply their military units on the territory of Ukraine. In the morning, it was also reported that drones had struck the Kryazh railway station in Russia's Samara region. The attack disrupted the overhead power lines, leading to the cancellation of 3 trains and delays for 10 others on the Kuybachev railway. Today, August 28th, due to the crash of a UAV near Kryazh station, Kryazh-Lipyagi section, Samara region, the operation of the overhead contact system was temporarily disrupted. As a result, 6 passenger trains and 4 suburban trains are currently delayed, with the maximum delay reaching 2 hours and 14 minutes. 3 suburban trains have been canceled, the statement said. The 426th Separate Battalion of Unmanned Systems of the 30th Marine Corps destroyed a Russian BM-21 Grad MLRS at a distance of 55 kilometers from the front line. The video of the defeat was published on social media by the naval forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The Marines used an FPV drone to destroy it. After hitting the rocket launcher, a strong fire broke out, which made it impossible to use the system further. These frames were recorded by a Ukrainian reconnaissance UAV, with the help of which the military adjusted their actions. A hospitable reception for the paratroopers of the Russian Federation in the Kherson region. The 426th Battalion met the invaders as they deserve, with an accurate strike on the BM-21 Grad. As a result, the Russian multiple launch rocket system was sent into oblivion, the Ukrainian Marines said in a statement. Another photo shows that the Grad was without equipped missiles and was probably returning from a combat mission. OSINT analyst Blinska found out that the destruction occurred near the village of Krasny, Skadovsk district, approximately 55 kilometers from the line of combat contact. The destruction of a Grad dozens of kilometers from the front line indicates the growing capabilities of Ukrainian units to operate deep behind enemy lines. This complicates the enemy's logistics and forces them to spend resources on additional cover for their equipment. Recall that yesterday, National Guard service members published a video of the destruction of the Russian Zemlyadelia mine-laying system in the Zaporizhia region. These systems are used to quickly create minefields. And on August 20th, Lazar's group members destroyed the S-300V SAM launcher in the Zaporizhia region, which was covering the Russian group of troops. NATO. Secretary General Mark Rutte criticized the recent Russian attack on Kyiv, emphasizing that we cannot be naive about Russia, we cannot be naive about Vladimir Putin.
Let me also acknowledge what happened last night, the terrible attack again on Kyiv. People died. We know that innocent civilians and civilian infrastructure has been hit. massively again by Russian attacks on Ukraine and particularly also on Kyiv. The EU delegation has been damaged. And I think this is again evidence to the points you all three made. Basically, the summary of what you said is we cannot be naive about Russia. We cannot be naive about Vladimir Putin. And last night is evidence of that.
Zur Lage in Deutschland. Es gibt immer wieder Berichte über hybride Angriffe, wahrscheinlich aus Russland. Drohnenüberflüge, Ausspähversuche, Sabotageversuche. Wie ernst zu nehmen ist diese Bedrohung aus Ihrer Sicht?
Yes, I cannot speak to the latest rumors on this, but let's say when you look at the past, we know that Russia is capable of hybrid attacks. This can take the form of assassination attempts, it can take the form of jamming commercial aircrafts in the Baltics, trying basically to do cyber attacks on big NATO countries. So we know that Russia is capable of a lot. Also here, we should not be naive, and I know Germany is not naive.
Russia is recruiting women from poor countries to work at its enterprises producing drones, using in particular BRICS structures, according to the Foreign Intelligence Service of Ukraine. Intelligence reports indicate that Moscow is expanding its recruitment efforts in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. The program is centered on the Alabuga Special Economic Zone in Tatarstan, where Shahed drones are mass-produced and reportedly used in nightly attacks on Ukraine. Young women from poor countries are offered high salaries and career prospects, but they are not informed that they are working on strike drones used against Ukraine, the FIS said. According to FIS, in 2024, participants from 44 countries took part in the START program, including Mozambique, Colombia, Mali, and Sri Lanka. Russian authorities aim to expand it to 77 countries in 2025. In South Africa, BRICS structures were reportedly used to recruit workers. The FIS said the Ministry of Women's Affairs has urged young people to be vigilant, and authorities have launched investigations into the activities of Russian companies. The local branch of the BRICS Women's Business Alliance signed an agreement to recruit 5,600 employees for Alabuga. The BRICS Student Commission distributed job advertisements in January, and popular bloggers on Instagram and TikTok promoted the program, the agency said. Alabuga is constructing housing for 41,000 people, indicating large-scale plans for drone production. More than 90% of START program participants reportedly already work in the sector. Ukrainian intelligence reported that in 2024, some African women were lured with promises of paid internships in the hotel business and, upon arrival, forced to assemble drones for less pay and in inhumane conditions. Interpol has reportedly launched an investigation in Botswana this year into Alabuga START on suspicion of human trafficking. A lawsuit was also filed in Argentina against 2 former TV show participants who filmed commercials promoting the program.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.